phase 3 of my Lion Rampant second edition project. I thought this would be a good opportunity to go live with this one because I wasn't sure how well this would translate to just a regular video, because this is just going to be me bagging a lot of figures and a lot of bases. We have 500 figures to base, or rather bag with their bases. So this is going to take a while. Didn't think this would make for a good regular video. So let's get started. All right, we have a lot to do here. First up, I have purchased, not that I didn't already have a ton of these baggies, but because you can never have enough of these bags. I use these for board games all the time, and I didn't want to dip into my board game stash of these bags because I'm gonna need, like, I don't know, almost 50 of these bags. But this was a pack of, I want to say 150. Like, and look at it. I mean, Hobby Lobby is somewhat pricey on things. 150 of these bags of this size. This size is perfect for holding sleeved cards and basically any board game components you could possibly want. I know I'm already, uh, doling out the promotion for these baggies, but I mean, for anyone who needs to baggy board game or any other kind of game components, these bags, 150 of them for $4, and a lot of times they're on sale. Like, this was like $2 when I got it the other day. Anyway, so we have a lot of these. So the goal here is we have all these figures, nearly 500 figures of 11 different unit types, and then some special characters and whatnot. So the goal here is to, because we have 4 units of 11 different unit types. So that is 44 individual units that we have to separate out, baggy up with their bases, and then also label so that everything is nicely prepared and organized for the painting commission service I end up going with. One thing I did have a question about that you'd think I would know the answer to, but how many foot standard bearers do we have? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Where would I have written that down at? The reason I need to know that is because I'm questioning whether or not I should put a standard bearer with each unit. No, I don't have enough. I don't have enough because I only have 20 foot standards, and I'm sure I have more than 20 foot units. So they will have to remain apart, though we'll see. We'll see once we have everything organized what we can do with that. We got our, of course, we got our Panera Sip Club before we started this. I have not been drinking iced coffee as much lately. Let's go down the actual list and do this correctly. So we're starting with Elite Cavalry. We need 4 units of Elite Cavalry. So here we go. That means we're going to need 4 baggies, and I just grabbed like 50. I think we should probably put the labels on the baggies first before we do anything else. So let's get that going here. All right. So we're just going to call these A1 through A4. I don't think that I'm going to want anything else on the label. But I am going to leave some room on these labels just in case I do end up wanting something else on there. And the specific units don't necessarily matter in terms of which one is A1, which one is A2, etc. And let's see how this works. We are going to have some leftover figures from this project when all is said and done. All right. Next, let's get the bases in the bags. So in a unit of elite cavalry, there are 6 figures, which means we are going to have 6 bases in each bag. So let's go ahead and get that going. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so here are our 4 bags for elite cavalry, numbered A1 through A4. But now's the time we have to actually get the figures going here. So these 6 units that we purchased from Wargames Foundry, and of course oh, that's what I forgot to grab, was some packing tape for these spears, because they are these really super sharp metal poles, which is nice because then they don't bend. All right, so we should have a little discard box to put all of our rubbish in. Oh, well, I'm going to start one on the floor. All right, next. Here are these 4 figures, and I don't honestly think that it really matters a whole lot. And that's cool that they gave us 6 lances, or 8. Oh my gosh, did they give us 8 lances? They did. They gave us 8 lances for 4 figures. That seems like a decent deal there. So let's go ahead and put these 4 figures, riders and mounts, into this bag. And then we need 2 more, and we'll probably stick these on kind of like they did with some packing tape, because I think that seems like a good idea. All right, so we have those. We need 2 more for that unit. Now here is a unit of elite cav with sculpted spears. And you can already see the difference. And as much as I originally was kind of wanting, and I probably shouldn't bend these myself because I'll probably just make them worse. But obviously, when you got the sculpted spears, look at that. They look like spaghetti noodles. Oh my gosh. But we need 2 more of these guys to go in that unit, and I think it's going to be these 2. And you know what? We have enough of these wire spears that I think we can probably not even worry about these sculpted spears. So we are going to pop these 2 guys in here. And that is literally it for this unit. This is now a complete unit with bases, steeds, and riders, 6 of them. This is our very first unit, A1, of elite cavalry. And we will grab some packing tape and tape these 6 wonderful, very sharp wire spears to the bag, and then that unit will be ready to go. So I'm sorry I did not come prepared. Give me just a second because I'm going to run upstairs and grab some packing tape. Okay, we are back with some packing tape. So how should we do this? Something like this, and like ripped down the center. And then I'll stick one on the table for later. And then do this. For these. Yeah, that'll work perfectly. Perfectly. So no one gets poked by the spears. They are now taped to the bag. Here you go, folks. This is our very first Lion Rampant 2nd edition unit of Elite Cavalry. We now just have to do this 43 more times. Holy smokes. All right, next. Here we go. So we already have our first 2 for the next batch. Now see, these we cannot replace with wire spears because they actually have their sculpted arms on the lances. So we are going to have to make do with those. Of course, obviously, if you were a crafter or a modder, you could absolutely get rid of these sculpted lances off the arms, but that's okay. That is a-okay. Now these guys are interesting because they're actually multi-part models, not just a rider and with a horse. These actually do have some assembly required here. I don't believe, though, that it matters who goes to what. The torsos all look about the same. They look like they can go with the legs. Any pair of legs looks like it is fine. So that is good. And okay. Thank Christ that there was a 4th shield. I was beginning to panic. All right, so we have the 4 legs, 4 torsos, 4 shields, 4 lances, and 4 steeds. So let's, now here's the question. Do we want these 4 to go with these 2, or do we want to go with a different set? Because actually, I think I want these 2 with these 4. So let's pop these guys into their own bag. All 4 horses, all 4 legs, all 4 torsos, all 4 shields, and all 4 sculpted lances with their arms. And then add in 2 more. And what 2 do we want? Are these sculpted lances as well? They are. So let's put 2 of these sculpted lances in there. Even though that is going to leave us with 2 more sculpted lances to go with a non-sculpted lance unit. But that's okay. That is okay. I love these 2 with the big plumes on their helmets. I love those. Those are fantastic. So let's do those 2. And actually, those don't have to be sculpted lances. Interestingly enough, because they do not have arms attached to them. But it would be weird not to, right? Wouldn't it be weird not to? So let's stick with the sculpted lances on those two. So we will pop two sculpted lances in there with a horse and a rider. And then that is it. Our second unit of elite cavalry has been completed. Excellent. All right. On to Unit 3. So these two are going to go with those two. But well, actually, they don't have to. Because they can go with their own unit. We have two more sculpted lances there. Because I think what we were thinking about doing was sticking these four with those two. And these are more sculpted lances. Oh my gosh, these horses are so good. Oh my gosh, I love the barding and the armor on those horses. All right, ouch. Gosh, these metal figures have so many sharp points. All right. So this unit is 6. And I kind of wanted to group these together because some of their helmets are similar. Like they're these kind of, not necessarily the face guard type helmets. So I thought they'd kind of look good together. And in fact, I almost think some of those horses are the exact same. Well, in fact, are those the same units? No, they're not the same unit. All right, so now we need, so for example, this has, again, looks like 8 lances, and there's 4 figures in here, so there's going to be 4 left over. Well, no, there won't, because there will be 2 left over, and then there's 2 of these. So unfortunately, we're not going to have enough of these wire lances for all 6, which then kind of leads us back to the sculpted lances again. Ugh. And it's so funny because I thought I would prefer the sculpted lances because the wire lances are so unbelievably thin, but when I look at them, I'm like, my gosh, I think I'd vastly prefer the wire lances. All right, well, we need one more. Trying to get some that look at least relatively similar and aren't completely bent out of shape. So these 6 sculpted lances, yes, they'll still look good. They will still look good. The wire lances are so long. You could put a banner on those. All right. So we'll do 6 sculpted lances with this unit. This will be A3. Steeds, riders, 6 of each, and 6 sculpted lances. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, good. All right, our elite cavalry is 75% of the way there. All right, here's medieval 133. This is the last of our elite cav. Let's see if the last 2 of that one unit match up well with these, and it looks like they will. I think they reuse the horse sculpts for multiple of these units, to be honest. However, oh, why did I throw that bag? Because that still had these wire lances on here. And we are going to go full wire lance on this unit. Okie doke. So, and now there's kind of some tape residue on here. But the last thing I want to do is pierce my flesh with these super sharp lances. Oh my gosh. All right, but we do need 6 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6. Leaves us with 4. We may use those extra 4 for something. But these will look good. These will look good in the end. All right. So with those being there, let us get these guys involved. 6 riders, 6 steeds, and of course, we have our 6 pole arms that we are going to tape just like this around the edge and around the edge. Nice. Okay. So that is it. That is Elite Cav unit number 4. We are now 4 Elite Cav unit, or we were now completely done with our Elite Cav units. All right. Next up then is our Heavy Cav. These are going to be, you guessed it, B1 through 4. So let's get those going here. We're going to need 4 of those bags. And just like with Elite Cav, Heavy Cav are 6 figures per unit. All right, so what do we got? 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of these are pretty thick. Oh my gosh. All right, we have 6 bases there. Oh wait, before we put the bases on, let's get the labels out. So these are B1 through 4. Done. Okie doke. Let's get this going here. Okay, now to bag the bases. 6 bases for B1. 6 bases for B2. 6 bases for B3. And 6 bases for B4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now let's grab our Heavy Cav, because that's what these guys are, if I'm not mistaken. So these are Medieval 1, 3, 5, 9. Here's a couple 1, 3, 8, yes. Norman 3, 4, Medieval 5, 6, 8, 9, yes. That is exactly correct. And here we go. So these guys don't have lances. Instead, they all have weapons of more of a, an axe and a halberd type. And with these, again, I don't think I necessarily cared too much, did I? About who was partnered up with who here? Because, I mean, we have a lot of these halberds and swords and shields. Friendly, how are you doing, my friend? That is not actually the case. We are going to be sending these on. If you know me, you know I do not paint. So we are just getting these into their units, organized, all nice and neat, to then send on to a professional painting studio to have them painted up. All right, so these are these kind of weapons. So we're going to need 2 more in this unit. And who even was that? That was 138. I think the 138s could probably be used to supplement some of the other ones. Because actually we do have a unit of spears here. But of course they're just the little tiny spears. So how do we want to do this? Well, we have this unit of... How many even is this? Is this just 3? Are there really just 3 figures in that unit? Yeah, there are. So, and that means we'll probably put the Norman units together, because there's 3 of those, 3 of those. So let's actually just do that first. Get those out of the way. Friendly, I am already there. Oh my gosh. We need to add on immediately, because we are bursting at the seams here right now. Yes, everything is going so well, Friendly. Thank you so much. I hope it is for you as well. But yeah, we could definitely use more room. All right, but here are our 6 knights and riders, Norman mounted heavy cav, 6 steeds and 6 riders, all with their weapons, which I don't even think that I verified. So let's just double check that really quickly. Okay, so here we go. These heavy cav have lightly or no armored horses, which is correct, but armored riders, and that looks to also be correct. And it looks like all 6 of these riders have swords in hand and 6 shields. So that'll work out just fine. Yep, so that'll be a good unit for them for sure. All right, so 6 bases, 6 steeds, 6 riders, all with very similar look and feel, which makes a cohesive unit. And that is our first heavy cavalry unit completed. All right, next, we need 2 more figures to go with this unit of medieval 138. I think we're going to split up one of these other units, though. So, for instance, we have these spears. Do we want to put a couple of spears with those guys? Why the hell not? Am I right? So, that's going to be 2 more horses, 2 more riders. What kind of riders do we have here? Oh, he looks kind of cool. Let's put these 2 riders with these horses. So that'll leave us those 2 horses and those 2 riders for another unit. And then we got to somehow get these spears off of here, and that was easy enough. So that'll be 2 spears for that unit, 2 spears for this unit. And folks, that's what I call a completed unit. So here we go. 6 steeds, 6 riders, 4 halberds that are sculpted, and we will tape on 2 additional spears. Just like this. Done. That is our second unit of heavy cavalry completed. I need a big box. Give me 1 second. I need a big old box. Okay, here we go. This way we can, oh my gosh, there's so much packing material in here. But I can start putting these units in this box. Oh gosh, it's already heavy and there's only 6 units in there. Okay. Heavy cav unit number 3. Let's see, who do we want to go with now? We have 135, 138, and 136. What do these guys look like? Well, I'm just going to dump out the rest of these too. So for instance, this has a unit of 4, and you know what? I think this unit of 3 is probably better served with someone else. This unit of 4 looks like it pairs really nicely with this unit of 4. And so I think that is the direction that we're going to go with those. So B3 is going to be these 6 horses, these 6 riders, these 4 sculpted weapons, and then we will once again tape these 2 more spears onto the bag. I did not need that much tape for that, but that's okay. All right, that is our 3rd unit of heavy cav complete. Now it's time for number 4. All right, which means it's just going to be these guys, and I think these pair really well with each other. The mounts are done in a very similar fashion. They all have these sculpted weapons. So yeah, I feel like that is the way to go with that. So here we go. 6 horses, 6 riders, and 6 weapons. So I'm glad to see these bags are going to work out perfectly for this, because I was like, once I started filling these bags up with cavalry, I was like, oh my gosh, there's hardly any room left in the bag. But then I was like, oh, that's right. For infantry, you don't have the horse. I know, what a dumb thought, right? But, you know, the horse acts like another figure, because those infantry units, most of them are 12 figures. But 6 riders and 6 horses is also 12 figures, so it should be fine. All right, time to get down to the last of the major cav units. These are the light cavalry. So we will grab 4 more bags out of here. 2, 3, and 4. And get these labeled and get their bases in them. All right, so these are obviously going to be, you guessed it, C1 through C4. All right, so we will do C1, C2, C3, C4. Okie doke. Okay. Now time for all of their bases. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bases for C1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases for C2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases for C3. Oh my gosh, has it already been almost 40 minutes? Good Lord. And 1 more base for C4. Okay. All right, here we go. So who is going to be in what unit? Well, we know we have 3 units of mounted archers, 1 mounted crossbowman, 2 other units of mounted crossbowmen, and 2 Norman knights. Now, how was I going to do this? 3 figures per set, 24 total figures. Okay, so for instance, here are the Norman knights, I believe. Yep. So these will all just be 1 unit, I believe, right? Or was I going to split them up? How was I going to do this? So we have 6 Norman knights, which could be their own unit entirely. We have 9 of these mounted archers. And we have 9 mounted crossbows. So these crossbows, because obviously we could do a mixed unit of archers and crossbows, but I almost feel like I had a different thought in mind. But of course, I didn't write that down anywhere. Because I almost thought I was going to put a couple of the Norman Knight Javelineers, spear chuckers, into, kind of spread them out. But maybe not, because I almost feel like this would work fine. If we just did a unit of 6, yeah, let's just go with that. I mean, that seems to be the easiest solution. I'm surprised I didn't write down what my initial thoughts were on that, though. Okay, so we have 3 Norman Knights here. I mean, the character in these figures is just so good. And I know that on this live view, you probably can't make heads or tails of that guy's face. But his facial expression is just absolutely fantastic. All right, but anyways, so we have those 3. We have these 3. And I think we'll just do that. We'll just do 1 full unit, and that may have been what my original thought was. 1 full unit of these Norman Knights. 3 steeds, 3 riders, 3 shields. I'm sorry, 6 of each of those, not 3. And, of course, 6 spears that we will tape to the bag. Come on, come on. Okay. Just like this. All right, our first unit of light cavalry has been completed. The spear-chucking, javelin-chucking cavalry. All right, next, what are we even going to do? What are we even gonna do? So I think we decided 137 we have 3 of. So these 3 units are all the same. These are mounted archers. We're going to do 1 unit just completely of mounted archers. And then we're going to do, we have 2 141s. So this, well, let's split those up. We'll do a unit of 140 and 141. That way these 6 crossbowmen are all different. And then we can do a 141 and a 137. All right. So here is the second unit of light cavalry. These are mounted archers. Oh my goodness. I love when they are just strictly single piece castings. In terms of the rider and the mount are each just 1 piece, nothing else to it. Yeah, these guys are going to be so good. Oh my gosh. How cool are those? Absolutely fantastic. All right, so unit C2 is going to be this 6-figure unit of mounted archers. Blazing across the battlefield, rolling 12 dice at range. How fantastic is that? So this is our second unit of light cavalry done. And now our third unit is going to be mounted crossbowmen. These look to also be very simple. These are so good. These are so good. Oh my gosh. How cool are those? Another amazing unit. All right, this is going to be unit C3. 6 horses, 6 riders, 6 bases, and there you have our 3rd unit of light cav. Done, ready to be cleaned up, obviously, before they get painted. There's a lot of flash on those figs. That is for darn sure. Okay, and then this last and final unit of light cavalry is going to be a really cool unit that is mixed. It's going to have 3 archers and 3 crossbows in it. Look at this crossbowman. Oh my gosh. This crossbowman is so cool because he has a cape. Absolutely love that. All right, leave it to unit C4 to have a mix. 3 crossbow riders, 3 archer riders. Doesn't matter what the figures are because they are all the same stat line of light cavalry. Now, what the heck is this? Why did I put this up there? Oh, that was our first unit of light cav. All right, that's all 3 units of light cav done. I'm sorry, all 3 units of cav done. Now what? Now we're going to Elite Infantry. Elite Infantry is going to be D1 through D4. And our who? I believe it is these. Oh, these are fantastic. These are some fantastic figures here. And now we're getting into the infantry. So we're going to need 4 baggies. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to label these D1 through D4, D1, D2, D3, and D4. And get those on here. Can't believe it's almost 9 p.m. already here. Like, what the heck? But that's okay. I just need to make it through the next 2 days of work. And we have an insane weekend ahead of us. Oh, I cannot wait. All right, so there's D1 through D4, and now it's time for the infantry bases. However, these are still 6-figure units for these elite infantry, so it is still just the 6 bases. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, here we go. Let's baggy them up. Bases for D1, D2, D3, and D4. All right, next. All 3 of these medieval infantry units, I don't think I have a particular rhyme nor reason for including someone in a unit over someone else. But we still got to take a look at these guys. Because we got to make sure that the appropriate shields go with the appropriate figures, because we have 3 shields with holes and 3 without. I'm sorry, 4 with holes, 3 without. So actually, that's a good question, because these all have notches on them. But would it be like... It's like that guy probably gets a hole. Does this guy get a hole? No, maybe not. Does this guy get a hole? Yeah, that guy gets a hole. This guy... I'm not sure if this guy gets a shield, because someone's not going to get a shield. I think that's him. He's not going to get a shield. But there should be 2 more with notches. And 2 without. Does this show who gets what? Okay, kind of actually. So we have these 2 here with their bigger shields. This guy gets one of these. This guy looks like he gets one of these. This Templar looking guy looks like he might get one of these. Does this fit on him? Yeah, it kind of does. So we will give the Templar guy that kind of a shield. And then of these 2, yeah, this guy has that shield, and this guy looks like he has this shield. Despite the fact that that doesn't really fit on him, interestingly enough, he looks like he could do with a smaller shield, but whatever. Because that's actually kind of... I don't like that some of these shields have the holes in them, because you can see he has a nub there to take the shield. But of course, these smaller shields do have the recessed area for the nub, but that little shield on him actually looks okay, but in the graphic, it has him with this bigger shield. Now, the shield has the nub in it, or the hole in it, but when you put the shield on, the nub really does not go into the shield all the way, so there's going to be like a space there. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, but that's okay. All right, so we will do these 6 figures in D1. Excuse me. So here we go. And of course, if they swap shields, I don't care. I personally do not care. All right, our first unit of elite infantry is complete. And then these 2 will begin our next unit of elite infantry. I'm just dumping them all out at this point. Okay, who do we have here? Oh my gosh. This is probably my favorite figure in the entire lot. That figure is so cool. Okay. So many of these elite infantry are so cool. Now, only 2 of these have the smaller shields. Looks like one of them is this guy, potentially. And I don't even know who the other one is, because there's still 4 of these bigger shields. I see this guy does not have a shield. I see our big eagle helmet guy has one of those shields. Okay, this guy must have the smaller shield on his back. That's what it is. Oh my gosh, he has a bat on his helmet. Oh, that is so freaking cool. That is so freaking cool. But let's save him for someone else. This guy has this shield. And then either of these guys have shields. Yes, they're both on their backs though. So this will be a unit, but this is our D2 unit here. So we've got these 6 with these shields. second unit of elite infantry done. All right, here's the next block of figures. Oh my gosh, these guys, these elite infantry figures, if you're not using Wargames Foundry medals for your Lion Rampant second edition elite infantry, what even are you doing? Look at these guys. How freaking cool are those? Oh my gosh, I'm in love. I am in LOVE love with these figures. All right, let's see here. We got everyone gets a shield in this unit, evidently. Okay, so who had the two smaller shields? Some guy with something roundish atop his helmet. So this guy, it looks like. This guy had a smaller shield, and potentially this guy looks like he has a smaller shield. And the rest of these should have the larger shields. So the nub fits on that one. Does this guy have one on his back or something? I think this guy was mistakenly given a shield, because I don't even see a spot for a shield on him unless it's supposed to go like on his back or something. This guy does have a shield on his arm. This guy has a shield on his arm. This guy has a shield on his arm. And this guy has a shield on his back. This guy, I don't see anything on him that shows he has a shield. So I'm actually not going to include a shield for him, because I don't want them to try to jerry-rig a shield onto him somewhere where it does not belong. Okay, these elite infantry, I swear, are probably going to be my favorite figures. Oh, I cannot wait for them to be completed. So that's our third unit of elite infantry, which means these 6 are our fourth unit of elite infantry. Perfect. Okay, next. We are now going to heavy infantry, and these are going to be E1 through E4. So let's grab the bags. Okie doke, and then we've got to grab the figures as well. Okay. Let's get these labels out here. And mark them. E1, E2, E3, E4. This was probably the most time-consuming and tedious part of this process for me. Obviously, the actual filing, cleaning, priming, painting, sealing, that'll be someone else's concern. But getting these into their units. All right. Next, we have heavy infantry. Now, folks, this is where the units start to get big. And we're going to be using most of our bases on this, because each of these heavy infantry units are 12 figures. Bases for E1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bases for E2. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bases for E3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bases for E4. Okie doke. Our heavy infantry is medieval 103, so I believe that's all of this. So we have Norman 16. We have Saxon 4 times 2. Medieval 106 armored infantry times 2. And medieval 103 men-at-arms times 2. 4 sets of 8 figures. 3 sets of 6 figures. So there's actually going to be an excess of 2 figures here. I wish I would have given myself a hint as to which of these sets I want for each figure. All right, so what was I thinking here? Again, we need 12 figures per unit. So who do we want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So like these guys, who are those? That must be armored Saxon warriors, I assume, times 2. So the Saxon 04s. So I think these 6 figures can all be 1 unit. 1 unit of heavy Saxon infantry. So let's take a peek at these guys. Oh my gosh, these figures are so good. These figures are so freaking good. Alright, so how many shields do we have? Does everyone get a shield? There's 12 shields here. And there are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 figures. Alright, that is it. So E1 is going to be this 12-figure unit of armored Saxon warriors, also known in Lion Rampant 2nd edition as heavy infantry. Cool beans. This is our first 12-figure unit. Everything up till now has been 6 figures. Alright, that is it. That is our first unit of heavy infantry completed. On to E2. Alright, so now what do we want to do? I think what we decided was these other 2 units have 8 figures apiece. And so we'll take 4 figures out of there, out of both of those, and add them to the dismounted Norman knights. Alright, so anyways, so let's do this first. Medieval 106. This is armored infantry times 2. And I love that these are just single figures. Oh my gosh. Can you just wait till these are painted up? Oh my gosh. Alright, so we have to select 4 of these to essentially get rid of, sadly enough. Look at all the flash on these guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, out of these 16 figures, which 4 do we want to get rid of? Some of these look kind of funny. So I'm going to get rid of this guy. No, he has too good of a face. I can't get rid of him. I'm going to get rid of these 4. Not him. He has a good face, too. Not him. I don't want to get rid of anyone with a really cool face. Well, we're down to... Okay, so these 4. So these 4 are out. That leaves these 12 to be in this unit. All right. Heavy infantry unit number 2 are these 12 figures. Next, we are going to do Medieval 103 times 2. We're going to do that exact same thing. We're going to use 12 of these guys, but we are then going to remove 4 of them. All right, so who do we have here? Who do we have here indeed? All right, well, of these 16, I'm not the biggest fan of those 4, and I guess we only need 1 guy with his fist in the air. So these 12 will be the next unit. Okie doke. Which now just leaves dismounted Norman Knights. This is a unit of 6. So we will be using all 6 of these guys, because these are all very cool. They also have 7 shields for whatever reason. I don't exactly know why. I don't see in the graphic that any of them had a second shield on them somewhere. So we'll stick another shield off to the side. All right, but now we need 2 of each of these. So the best 2 of each of these. Who is that going to be? Well, some of these guys look hilarious. I guess it'll be these 2. And then of these, we will... Can we fix this sword without breaking it? It'll be him. Oh, and it'll be him, I suppose. Oh, that's right. We actually need another one of both of these. Well, let's just stick with these guys then. Well, we'll go with him, and we'll go with him. So these 2 figures are actually spares that we do not need, interestingly enough. And there's going to be a decent little pile of extra guys, believe it or not. That's just how the numbers worked out. There's not going to be a huge excess of figures, but there's going to be some. Okie doke. So that is heavy, if you can believe it, that's heavy infantry completed. Moving on to light infantry. So light infantry, again, 4 units of 12 figures. These are going to be numbered F1 through F4, and I believe that's these. I believe that is these right here. Medieval 109 times 2. Medieval 306. Medieval 204 times 2. And medieval 113 times 2. All right. There's going to be an excess of 8 figures here. So even though I just got done saying we wouldn't have a huge amount of excess figures, there's going to be 8 excess figures here. So how are we going to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So obviously those two. So let's just go with what we have here. 113 times 2. And we'll just pick out 12 of these guys. Oh my gosh, we didn't even create the bads yet. We are getting ahead of ourselves. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are going to label these F1, F2, F3, F4. All right, next. Okay, now for the bases. All right, so we're going to need 12. There's 4, 8, 12. I believe. Let's make sure we got this down because we don't want to be off by any amount. All right, yes, that's 12. The last thing I want is for them to contact me and say, Rick, we're low on bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's double check that. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. All right, we're getting into our second pack of 25 mil bases here. Okay, that's 4. That is 8. And that is 12, also known as exactly what we need. And again, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My hands are going to smell like laser cut wood after all this. 3, 6, 9, 12, yes. Which brings me back, which is actually kind of a nostalgic smell because I used to put together those foreground MDF building kits. Oh my gosh, I love those. And after you put one of those together, your hands smell like laser cut wood, which is not the worst smell in the world. Okay, so these are 2 units of Billman at the ready. I should say 2 sets. We need to get rid of 4 of these. Does it matter which 4? Not really. I don't really need to be that picky or choosy here. So let's just get rid of, I guess, these 4, even though I'm being picky and choosy. All right, we'll get rid of those 4. So that way, this unit of 12 and are going to be our light infantry. Light infantry by Lion Rampant 2nd edition standards just meant lightly armored spearmen. First unit of light infantry, done. Next, let's go with 109. We should have 2 of those. These are Billman Standing. Okay. So similar situation here. However, we do have to be careful because some of these have sculpted weapons in hand and some need weapons. Okie doke. Looks like only 4 of them actually came with weapons in hand. I mean, that could be the easy way to just say, all right, those are going to be the 4. In fact, I think that is what I will do. So do we still have 12 of these? We have 4, 8, 12. Yes. All right, let's just put the 4 that do have weapons off to the side. That leaves us with the 12 that need the weapons. Oops. Into the pouch. Done. DONE, done. All right, third unit of light infantry. These are 2 units, 2 sets of medieval spearmen. So this is exactly what the doctor ordered for Lion Rampant 2nd edition light infantry. And again, we have 16 of these guys. We only need 12. Looks like all of these need spears and shields glued. So let's get them out here. Interesting that they do have 2 different types of shields, it looks like. Some of them have the, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Pavasiers. There's 6 Pavasiers, and there are, looks like 9 of these. So that's interesting. So some of these don't have shields then? That is somewhat concerning, right? Because in the little guide here, they... Oh, wait, hold on. What? No, yeah, they all should have... Well, how many spears do we have? That's the other thing. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. At least we have all the spears, thank Christ. So how many shields are we missing? So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So actually we're only missing 1. 1 shield, eh? And what was the number on that? These were medieval 204. Medieval 204. I was just going to look to see if... No, there's nothing left in the bag. Okay. Well, could one of them use a bigger shield? Can this bigger kite shield we had left over... Oh, no! We found it. Thank Christ. It was just on his base. Perfect. Whew, crisis averted. All right. I don't think it matters who gets the big shield, who gets the smaller shield, so... All right, and I don't think it matters who we choose here either, so let's just choose 4 of these smaller shields to step aside. Are there any of these figures in particular we don't like? I don't think so. I think we like all of these. These all look fine. So we'll just choose these 4. these 4 to be put aside for now. And these will be the 12 we use. So there are 6 spears, there are 6 spears, there are 12 shields. All right, we're good. We are good to go. Okay, so we have 4, 8, 12 figures, 12 spears, 6 Pavasir shields, 6 normal shields, and that is, as they say, that. 3rd unit of light infantry done. All right, last unit, 4th and final unit of light infantry. This is a set of spearmen in Gambasan. Whatever the hell that means. All right, so we have 8 figures here. All their spears are in hand. Here are 6 shields for them. So now we just need 4 more figures out of these that are left. And I'm thinking we just go with 4 of these standing bills, because I like the look of those guys. I mean, we could go with 2 and 2, but I think we're going to just stick with these. So these 4 are also extras. And that is our 4th and final unit of light infantry completed. Next, because you better believe it, there's always a next. Next, we're going with warrior infantry, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1 through G4. Warrior infantry. These are some of the most characterful figures in the entire army, because they are these crazy warrior, because they're these crazy like Viking warriors. And female characters too. All right, so these are G1, G2, G3, and G4. These are also 12 figure units. Surprise, surprise, right? All right, we're going to need a lot of bases here. Okay, so here we go. 3, 6, 12. That is 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. 12 bases for that guy. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I say 3 bases for that guy? I meant 12 bases. 12 for that one. It's going to be so nice to have my game table back once all these figures have been on here for like a month. Hasn't been that long, but still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now, warrior infantry. I believe those are right here. Are they? Yes. So now we got to figure out who we want in what unit here, because these guys are crazy. How the heck did we did this? There's only going to be an excess of 2 figures here, believe it or not. 4 sets of 8 figures and 3 sets of 6 figures. I honestly don't know if it necessarily matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, like, how did I do that? Because that being one full unit of 12, so that's Viking 55 and Viking 54. So that's these 2 units here. So these 2 sets make up a 6-figure set for 12 figures total. Look at this. Imagine facing Helga on the battlefield. Oh my gosh. She is so imposing. I cannot wait. My gosh, these are such characterful figures. All right, but anywho, this is going to be a unit made up entirely of female Vikings. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So maybe not all of them have a shield. Yeah, Helga actually does not have a shield. But the other 11 do. This unit of all Viking female warriors is going to be Warrior Infantry Unit number 1, G1. Okay. And that is our first unit of Warrior Infantry completed. Okay, next. Now this is the more challenging part because we've got to separate these out into 3 more units. So what do we have here? The rest of these almost don't matter. The rest of these honestly don't matter. They're all just Vikings. These are all just Viking warriors. What notification do we have here? Oh, yeah. What? Nice. Sorry, I'm distracted. Unbelievable. Okay. Anyway, sorry. The rest of these don't necessarily matter. Now, I just want to make sure, though, that they all have their correct shields and whatnot. Some of these guys have crazy nubs. Crazy shield nubs. Like, really? That's crazy to me. Alright, anyway. But just as long as all of them need shields. So are there 8 shields here? Yeah. 8 figures, 8 shields. Okay. So there's 8. These guys, same thing. There are 8 of those, so let's put 4 of those with them. So this is a unit of 12. Second unit of Warrior Infantry done. These 4 are going to go with the next unit. Let's do these. What do we have here? Oh, one of these guys has a horn. Fantastic. And are there 8 shields? No, there are 7. Nope, there are 8. Okay. Then those 8 will go with those 4, and that'll create another unit of 12. Perfect. That's what we like to see. And then these last 2 sets of Viking figures will be the final unit. However, there's going to be an excess of 2. So believe it or not, unfortunately, we are going to have to scrap 2 of these figures. Now, one of them evidently had a spear. So we will have to make sure if we choose to keep that guy, which I don't know, that almost makes him a prime candidate to be excluded, because then we won't have to deal with that. So how many figures do we have here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 14 figures, and how many shields? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So one of these guys evidently does not have a shield, and I almost think I see who it is. There's a guy with his axe in the ground. No, maybe not. Is there not a guy with his axe in the ground here? What am I missing? I may have just been throwing figures around that I actually put him with a different unit. So this guy may not have a shield, actually. The rest of these do, it looks like, or could. But who's the one with the spear? This guy? As much as I like him, because that is cool, he has such a cool face, but I think he's going to be one of the 2 that unfortunately we leave out. And who is the other one? I don't know. The rest of them all look fine. There's really not one that stands out to me as I hate them. Well, we have 4 axes, and the rest are swords. I don't know, maybe this guy? I mean, he's so full of character, though. I could see him... Yeah, it's going to be him. He kind of stands out too much. Alright. And I assume he has a shield, even though it doesn't look like he has space for a shield. But I guess you could still glue one onto him. Alright, these 2 are excess. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yep. I mean, he could have a shield. We could give him a shield. But no, that's okay. Well, why not? Because then I'm worried that they're going to be like, you know, accidentally give him a shield, and then someone else who was not supposed to have a shield, or someone who was supposed to have a shield won't get a shield. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just give him a shield. Okay, the last unit of warrior infantry. And then next, I believe, is going to be levy infantry. Next up, yes, levied infantry. So these guys are going to be, what did we say the last ones were? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So these are going to be H1 through H4. One, two, 3, 4. And I believe those are these guys. 310, yep. These are probably going to be some of my favorite units, even though I don't know how often I'll use them and how truly, truly terrible they are on the battlefield. But maybe I'll find a use for them. You know, and the fact that they only cost a point, but they may dissolve in like a shot. Because unfortunately for levied infantry, they have an armor of 1, which means every die that hits is a figure removed. So that could get bloody fast. All right, so we are going to need more bases. Okay, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Cracking more packs of bases. All right, what do we have here? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we are ready to start bagging up our levied infantry. All right, so we have 310, 208, 213, but then 3 units of the same 125. So those are these guys. So what were we thinking here now exactly? Because we need 4 units of these, so 8 figures per set, 6 total sets. So we're going to be using all of these guys. So what were we thinking? Were we thinking about adding some of these to some of those? Or 8 figures per set means we are going to have 8, 8, 8, 8, and then the other 2 sets split in 2, so we can add 4, 4, 4, 4. So which 2 do we want to split? Well, we have these 3 here. Let's say we add this as a 4th, and then we will split these 2. All right, that makes sense to me. So we will split this one with those 2, and we'll split this one with these 2. All right, so medieval 125, lowly footmen. These are the peasants. These are the farmers. The levied infantry. We're gonna split 4 of those off to the side. Add 4 of them to this unit. 208. This is medieval armed peasants. So these are more peasants. This guy's pitchfork is so bent. There we go. That's a little better. All right, we got clubs, we got scythes, we got axes, we have... oh my gosh, what's that weapon called that's like a staff with a little bit of chain connected to a shorter bit of staff? What do you call that thing? I love this peasant, this old man who has a blade. He was probably a knight back in the day or something. Well, probably not then if he's a peasant, since they were granted nobility and whatnot. But he looks like he means business either way. All right, so we will add those 4 to that unit. Here is our first unit of levied infantry. You're not allowed to have more than 3 units of levied infantry in your Lion Rampant 2nd edition warband. Normally it's unlimited. But levied infantry do have a limit. All right, then this other unit, I just threw the bag away and I will not know what it is. Oh, we can probably look on here. Where's the one? That's probably that one. Is that 310 Peasants? This may have been Unit 3, set 310 Peasants, because it has a lot of repeat figures. There's 3 figures holding an axe, 2 figures with that wooden thing again over the shoulder, and 3 with a staff sling, a sling staff. And then we'll add these other 4 peasant lowly footmen to that. And that is our unit of 12. Excellent. Okay, that is our second unit of levied infantry. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to split this set of lowly footmen in half. 4 off to one side, 4 off to the other. Then we have Medieval 213, which is Medieval Armed Peasants 2. All right, and we will add 4 lowly footmen to that unit. And last but not least, we have a full unit of lowly footmen, to which we will add 4 more lowly footmen and create a big old unit of 12 lowly footmen. Our fourth and final unit of levied infantry is complete. Which means, I believe, we are moving on. Are we moving on to skirmishers? No, we are moving on to archers. These are going to be numbered I-1 through I-4. All right. I-1, I-2, I-3, I-4. Okie doke. You're going to need a whole pile of bases for these guys. All right. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 3 units of archers. I believe these are them. Medieval 214. Medieval archers advancing. There's 2 of those. We have medieval archers firing line 203. And then we have archers firing 124. Archers preparing to shoot 122. And Viking 14 Viking archers. Okay. So again, 6 sets of 8 figures per set. So all of these are going to be used. I almost want to say that these medieval 214s, we can probably do the same thing because these are 6 sets of 8 figures. So we can probably add 4 figures out of each of these packs with each of these. So we're going to do the same kind of thing that we did with the levied infantry. All right, so here's a pack of medieval archers advancing. And these are just some great generic poses of archers literally advancing. And then we will add 4 of those to this unit of 203, which is the archer firing line. So you have 8 of those, add in 4 of those, and you have a unit of 12 archers here. Excellent. Things are coming along very smoothly here so far. That is our first unit of archers done. All right, next we have this unit of Viking archers. Unfortunately, it's not going to look the most cohesive here because we have 8 Viking archers and then 4 of these very medieval looking archers. I mean, the Vikings just look so much bolder, but if they're painted similarly, hopefully they won't look too crazy out of place. Of course, they all have no beards. They all have no facial hair. All right, but any hoodles, that's the way we're going to have to do it. So there is our second unit of archers completed. 12 figures, 12 bases. Next, we have our second pack of medieval 214, medieval archers advancing. 8 figures in that pack. Split them up, 4 and 4. And here is medieval 124, archers firing. So we'll add these 4 medieval archers advancing to these 8 archers firing. And that is another 12 unit of archers. All right, last but not least, medieval 122, which is archers preparing to shoot. There are 8 of those. Add 4 of our remaining medieval archers advancing, and that is another 12 figure unit of archers. And that is our 4th and final unit of archers completed. Done. We are moving on to, I believe, crossbows. All right, HIJ. So these are going to be J1 through J4 crossbowmen. We're getting down to it, folks. We are getting down to the last several units. But the interesting thing, though, is going to be the whole standard bearer situation. All right, anyways. 4 of those. All right, we got to grab another sticker sheet out of here. And again, these are J1 through J4. Get these baggies labeled. All right, and bases. Okay. So, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bases for you. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bases for you. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bases for you. And cracking open our last pack of 25 mil bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, 12 bases for you as well. All right, here we go. Where are our crossbowmen? I think it's this unit right here. All right, we have 115, 116, 17, 19, 308, 207. Similar situation. We have 8 figures per pack, and we have 6 packs. So, advancing, marching, crossbowman advancing. That's funny. 308 and 116 are both called crossbowman advancing, though they're clearly different. But I think these will be the two. We're just going to do the exact same thing again. So this is Unit 115. This is just aptly named crossbowmen. We have 8 crossbowmen there. We are going to divvy up half of medieval 308 crossbowmen advancing. We'll keep 4 of them for later and put the other 4 with this unit. So we have a complete unit of 12 crossbowmen here for our first unit of crossbowmen. And just like that, J1, our very first unit of crossbowmen, is completed. Next, we have unit set medieval 119 crossbowman firing line. Interestingly enough, we have a couple of loose crossbows here, so some assembly required. Oh my gosh, what is this? Why is this guy possibly my favorite crossbowman? Look at this. This is so out of place. This is a crossbowman who has picked up a helmet on the battlefield and is just kind of looking at it like, man, war is rough. How crazy is that? That is such a cool figure, just randomly in this pack. All right, but we do have 3 of these crossbowmen that are going to need those 3. But this guy has one of those reloader crossbows, which is actually really cool. All right, so those 4. Wait, what? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why do we only have 7 figures in this unit? So what is that going to mean? What unit did I say this was? Did I say this was medieval 119? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're going to have to make a note of that. Medieval 119, missing a figure. So take a peek at that. That is the first figure lost, because now we only have 11 figures for that unit. Uh-oh. We may have to stick someone else in this unit. We'll have to see when all is said and done what is left over figure-wise, and maybe just stick a figure in this unit, because we don't have time to wait for Wargames Foundry. Well, technically we do. We do, but do we really want to go through all that hassle? I mean, we probably should, right? But we need to make a note that J2 is missing a figure for right now. All right. We got through a lot of figures. Don't forget, there's like over 500 figures here, but that is pretty crazy, right? All right, 207 is Medieval Crossbowman. And now we're going to really be like paying attention. Not that we weren't before. All right. Okay, that almost scared me right there because I was like, okay, we have 7 crossbows, but 8 figures, but one of the figures in that unit actually does have their own crossbow. Okay, who else did we say? It was 117. So we're going to take half of 117 and put them in that unit and take the other half and leave them for later. Okay, so there's 12 figures there for this 3rd unit of crossbowmen. Interesting. Very interesting. Not a huge deal, because that, like I said, we're going to have a lot of excess figures. I think we already have 10 excess figures. And in some of these command groups, there may be someone with a crossbow that I wasn't planning on using. So that could work out fine. All right, Medieval 116 is another crossbowman advancing. So we will use the 8 figures that are present in this unit, thank God. And the other 4 figures. And that is another unit of 12. And that is our 4th and final unit of crossbowmen. Done. All right, I believe that only leaves one regular unit left, and that is of skirmishers, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K. So these are going to be K1 through K4. All right, K1, K2, K3, K4. And the baggies for those. Now, these are going to be interesting, actually, because the skirmishers only have 6 figures per unit. So we're back to just 6 figures per unit now. All right, so let's get these labels on here. Okie doke. Now, again, we only need 6 bases per set here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And last but not least, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so the skirmishers, I believe, are these. Oh, wait, no. Wait, yes. Yes, these are. Okay, so we have the Norman Slingers. We have the Saxon Archers, the Saxon Levy Infantry, and the Saxon Spearmen. So I think we were going to add 2 of the Saxon Archers to each of these 3 other units, right? Or no? Yeah, we are. Actually, no, we're not. Wait, what? 3 sets of 6, 1 set of 8. Okay, so no, we're not actually, because again, these just have to be 6-figure units. So these 6 archers will all be just 1 unit. Done. Our first unit of skirmishers is done. Next, we have these Norman Slingers. Now we only need 6 of these, which means 2 of them are not necessary, and I think these are all the same pose, so we can just get rid of 2 at random and put the other 6 in the bag. Second unit of Lion Rampant 2nd edition Skirmishers is completed. Next, we have Saxon Levy Infantry. So there should be 6 of these guys, and there are 6 shields, and there are only 5 spears. Oh, because one guy has like a torch. No, or actually, I think that may be a crude axe. Okay, interesting. So these other 5 spears we will tape to the bag. All right, 6 Saxon Levy Infantry, 6 shields, 6 bases, and that is our 3rd unit of skirmishers complete. And we will tape the 5 spears to the bag. Done. Last but not least, we have our unit of Saxon Spearmen here. And again, there are 6 of them. 6 shields, and hopefully, yep, 6 spears. So, similar situation here. We will get those guys added to the bag. And tape on those spears. Okie doke. And that is our 4th and final unit of skirmishers completed, which means I believe we are moving on to special characters, standard bearers, and leaders. So this is actually going to be fairly interesting to see how this goes. All right, so let's start with mounted standards and special characters. This is NMO5 and whatnot, so Medieval 312. So I think that's all of this. All of this and all of this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to have an excess of 7 figures here. So what do we have? 9 sets of 3 figures, 27 total figures. We only need 20 of the figures. We have 12 mounted standards, 2 mounted priests, 2 mounted musicians, 4 mounted captains. All right, so we got to figure out who we need here. So NMO5, that's these. So out of these, what do we need? I think we wanted all of it, because this Norman mounted command had 3 good figures in here. We have 3 horses. We have 3 riders, a musician, a standard, and a captain. And I liked all of those. So how do we do this? We also have 1 lance banner, which we will give to the standard bearer. Do we want to divvy those up somehow? How do we want to do this? Well, let's get these other guys out here. So we have a 2nd unit of exactly the same composition. So again, we have this musician. So we have so far these two musicians. We have these two captains. And we have these two mounted standards. Okay. So that's like these, we'll put probably each type of figure in its own bag. So those are mounted captains, those are mounted standards, these are mounted musicians. Next, the mounted men-at-arms. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're not going to use these mounted other spears, it sounds like. So we're not going to use the mounted spears from the mounted Saxon characters unit, Saxon 15. So let's get those out now. So out of these mounted Saxon 15s, we're not going to use these long spears. Oh, see? Now I have 6 of these. So we may want to revisit one of our other cavalry units, one of our other elite cavalry unit that had crappy sculpted spears, and replace all 6 of them with those. But anyway, out of these, who do we want? Well, obviously we want the mounted priest. That was like the entire reason for getting these packs. These mounted priests are going to be fantastic. Which horse do we not want? I don't know. I kind of like all the horses, but I guess we'll get rid of this one. So this one's gone. Yes. So this one and this, interestingly enough, did these not come with shields for those guys or what? Oh my gosh, those did not even come with shields. Interesting. So, well, hold on. I gotta see if those, we'll have to make sure like those guys can fit. Well, it looks like it doesn't matter. They all have, oh, actually, he fits perfectly there. So we'll definitely keep that one. And then who did he fit on? Neither one? Yeah. He really didn't fit well on either of these. But I guess we'll keep this one. So this was the one that had the spear and should have had a shield, but that's okay. So this guy, because the mounted priest didn't have a shield, this captain definitely should have had a shield. We may just have to give him one. So mounted Saxon characters ×2, we're going to make a note that they had no shields, despite the images clearly showing they should have come with shields. All right, so then next we will also get rid of these guys. So these are excess. And then these are captain style figures, so they will be here. And these special characters, just put them like off on their own thing, I guess. Okay, next we have 5 of these. These are all the same. We're not using the mounted crossbows in any of these, but we are going to use the standards. So actually, the fact that these have shields, we may want to give our captains these shields. We'll give 2 of them shields. But there are 3 figures in each of these lots. The horses look like they're all the same. So we can get rid of a mounted crossbowman and keep these 2 as standards. Oh my god, did these not have shields either? Holy smokes. That now it's wait. No, did we just pilfer those 2 shields from that unit? Yeah, we did. We did. So no, those have to have shields. Those must have shields. We can probably pilfer, once we're done, there's probably some extra shields there. In fact, let's just grab 2 of those right now. Well, we have 2 round ones, actually. Oh, I have a round one. Do I have a second round shield over here? Of course not. So we will just grab 2 of these, I guess. And give those to them. Okay, anywho. So then there are these 4. That have these 2 of those. All right. And we just do that 4 more times. So we get rid of the ugliest horse and the crossbowman. And keep the 2 banner bearers. Ugliest horse, i.e. the one with the least detail, I guess. And the crossbowman. And everyone else. Wait, did I take the spears off of that bag? Because how many spears do I have right now? Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have 8 lances. Okay, good. All right. Same thing here. Crossbowman and those. And last but not least, okay. Seems like it's lagging on this playback. All right. Ugliest horse. Probably the one that has like the pit on it. Crossbow and shields. All right. So I guess we can put these mounted kind of special characters all together there. And here are the mounted bases. So how do we want to do this? So let's do 2 bags. One, so what will we call these? We'll call this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So we'll call this L1 and L2. L1 being banners, and L2 being special characters. So L1 and L2. Okay. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 total special characters. So we need 8 bases. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that is a unit of mounted special characters completed. Not a unit, but a bag of them, I suppose you could say. And then here, I don't know, we may need 2 bags for these guys because there's a lot of them. Because how many did we say we were going to have? We're going to have 12. Eight could barely fit in a bag, so let's split them up 6 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we will do a second bag of L1. All right, so what are we thinking here? So we'll put those 2 with their Saxonish shields. Where's the other Saxonish shield? And those 2 riders, and those 2 shields, and then just 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And take that. We'll need 6 of those. 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, get off of me. All right, Mounted Banner Bears Part 1, and then Mounted Banner Bears Part 2. 2, 4, 6 horses, 2, 4, 6 riders, and 2, 4, 6 shields, along with 2, 4, 6 lances or banner poles. Okay, so we will do that like this. Okay. 2 packs of mounted standards done. Oh, now what? All right, next are the foot standards and special characters. Oh my gosh. So who are those? Looks like it's all of this. Holy smokes. Which means we're about to wrap things up because after this we don't have a lot left. Okay. So what are we thinking here? So we are going to have an excess of 24 figures here, believe it or not. Do we have any foot crossbows though? I don't see any, unfortunately. Well, let's find out. All right. So here is Medieval Command ×7. These guys do have their own banners. They have a musician. They have plenty of shields. Because I don't think I needed these. So who has what? So you two have these kind of shields. Really? Okay. And then these three. Who had the other square shield? Kind of looks like he did on his arm. Which leaves, I guess, these two. The guy with the axe has a shield on his back. The guy with the sword has a shield on his arm. So are we thinking that the 24 figures that we had in excess of would come from here? Because that would be 1, 2, 3. Well, we said 3-foot captains, but we're going to take those from those three because we have 20-foot standards, 13-foot musicians. Is that right? Oh my God. 6-foot monks and a jester, 3-foot captains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then I guess 22, 23, 24. Yep. So we literally aren't going to be using these 3 figures. So to keep it simple, it's 2 big shields and 1 small shield. We're just using these figures from each of these 7 packs. So again, I guess to keep it even simpler, we're just using 2 of the small shields. We're using both banner bearers and the musician. We can keep the musicians to themselves. But these other guys are unneeded. We're going to have to use one of them, though, for that other unit of crossbowmen. Oh, that sucks. How bad does that suck? I mean, my God. Well, so far so good. We shouldn't be too upset because we got most of what we paid for here. Alright, so then there is 2 more of those and the musician. Come on, look at that. Bent horn. There you go. Alright. Okay. And again, 2 banner bearers and 2 small shields and 1 musician. And oh, there you go. I think we got an extra shield out of that one. Oh wait, maybe not. Because we should have 2, 4, 6, 8. No, I must have only thrown 1 shield over here. Okay, there we go. And again, musician, 2 banners, 2 shields, and 3 excess. And 2 banners, 1 musician, 2 shields, 3 excess. Yeah, we have plenty of we have plenty of excess stuff. And last but not least, we have 2 more banners. We have 1 more musician, 2 shields, and 3 excess. All right, so that was all of those. Then of these special characters, we have these 6 monks and this 1 jester. So we'll be putting them in their own situation. And then we have all of this. Where these three packs are all the same. And we will grab what we need to grab out of those. And out of these, we need what? All right, so we said we were going to keep these musicians. And this one has a shield. So we will put those musicians here. We will put these musicians here. And we will put these musicians here. Done. So this is one big old pack of musicians. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 musicians. So let's go ahead and get those guys situated. So what are we calling them? So we just did L. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. So M1 are musicians. And that is what this pack is. And there are 13 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 musicians. Done. Next, we have M2, which are going to be the foot standards. And there are 20 of them. So there were all of those, but we still actually have to divvy those up out of here because there are 2, 2, and 2, and we're going to use 3 of those as captains, but then these other 6 are going to be the standards, and it looks like they will all have shields. 3 of those guys will have shields. Well, maybe not all of them had shields. Yeah, because actually 3 of those have built-in shields. So 3 of those don't have shields, actually. So here's 6 more foot standards, 3 of which have shields. And most of which had sculpted banner poles. All right, that is our 20-foot. Oh, fudge! Almost forgot to put the bases in there. We need 20 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, crisis averted. I would have had so many bases left over, I would have been like, what the heck is happening? Okay, now 20-foot standards are finished. Okay, so out of these captains, they all have shields. Who was missing some shields? The mounted standards? Yeah, the mounted Saxon characters had no shields. Where are those at? Are those in here? Because I do... Wait. Well, 2 of them look like they have shields on the back. Alright, anyways, I don't know. But out of these guys, I think we decided that we were just going to keep these 3 and get rid of those 3. These are our 3 captains. So these then, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these 10 are our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should we just put our leaders in them too? No, I guess we can hold off on those. So we will call these M3 special characters. And that is our 6 jolly monks, our 1 jester, and 3 infantry captains with shields for a total of 10 characters. Okay. That is our pack of 10 foot special characters. Next, we have our leaders. So now with our leaders, what did we say? 1 set of 2 mounted, 2 foot, and 1 set of a single foot. So, are we actually going to use these figures? We have a mounted musician already. Oh my gosh, he looks so cool. Are we going to use all of these? 1 set of 2 mounted 2 foot and 1 set of a single foot. So 5 total figures. Yeah, I guess we decided we were going to do that. Foot and mounted musician. Oh my gosh, our Charlemagne kind of has a melted looking face. Okay, anyway. So, what do we have? That's going to be 2 mounted and 3 shields, 2 foot, 2 of these. So that means 3 of those. All right, so then we will call these what? We just called those, so we'll call these N1 liters. And that is 5 figures, 2 mounted, 3 foot, boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Done and done. All right, so that is finished. Now we have a couple of lances to put on here. And that is our pack of leaders. All right, the very last thing are these casualties. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I'm even going to go through with this. It should be a total of 14 casualties. Like some of these won't even fit on a 25 mil base. At least we got our base numbers right, because 6 of these are to go on the 40 mils. So like he's a 40 mil, he's a 40 mil, he is a 40 mil. Actually, all of these probably should have been 40 mils, if anything, because they're all kind of hanging off. I love this guy who has an arrow through him. Some of these, yeah, these all probably should have been. I don't think I'm even going to go through with it, to be honest, because then that should be 8 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So we have a lot of bases left over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 left. So if we had 6 of these casualties, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many total figures did we say? 382. No, I guess that is, well, I guess we have 2 excess then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. We have exactly the right amount of bases, which is good news. So no, as a matter of fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to keep, I don't think I'm going to commission these casualties. Well, or should I? Should I commission the casualties? Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't know what I would use them for. And I should have mounted them on different bases. I think we're going to not do the casualties. Okay, so that leaves us with these excess bases. And that leaves us with 6 of these pole arms. So that makes me want to dig through this whole box, because you're not even going to believe this. Well, first, let's find a figure. Amongst our excess here, well, let's go with this guy, the guy with his arm in the air. I mean, we could literally go with a mounted crossbowman. But no, let's go with the guy with the arm in the arm in the air. Okay. Take a gander, folks. How should I do this? Hopefully without messing anything up. At this. This box is completely full. Well, not really completely full, but those are all of the units we just assembled. Can you believe that? These are all of the excess figures that we're not going to be using. Those are the casualties. And this is an excess figure as well. All right, but that is it. Oh my gosh, that is 500 figures that we have prepped and ready to go for our Lion Rampant 2nd edition project. So that'll do it, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And until next time.